Hello, my name is Sandra Anistonsuns. I'm an ordinary person and I'm making an extremely urgent crowdfunding appeal. In 2015, I did a crowdfunding appeal, and today I'm doing another one, 2025. This is for something so extremely urgent. I will put in the old crowdfunding appeal on the internet as well. To remind those who do not know, I will give a short reminder. In 2014, I was chosen, and I was a person who photographed the Holy Spirit photographs, Jesus photographs, and the Holy Spirit came upon me. And more recently, I photographed the door photographs. I've been given a covenant, and I've been given I've photographed many rainbows, as the rainbows in Noah's Ark in the Bible. And I've done many missions in the past, over the last 12 years, to the ordinary and outreach of the world. And I'll just remind you of a couple that I did over the 12 years. I did the Covenant Rainbow Genesis, Marriage Margaret Mouse, Homelessness Streets of London, Pro-Life Change Her Story Irish Referendum, God's Beautiful Earth Green SO, Island Reconciliation Alive Alive O, Free Speech Missions, and Workers' Rights Charter, Food Waste, Peace, Jesus, Truth Missions, Light Missions, the Love Missions, which I sent out to a couple of places, different countries, the Watchtower, Holy Epitome Jesus hymn I wrote, and the USA election, pro-life, mother and child reunion, and many, many more. They're just some of them. And I also wrote a lot of letters, hundreds of letters of outreach to different people and to the ordinary and around the world, and also for peace. I'm going to whiz through really quickly because I'm going to try to get it on the internet today. So I'll just go through it really quickly. I wrote many of these outreach letters and missions to the ordinary people as if I knew them, as if they were my best friends. In 2013, prior to all this happening, you will remember what it was like. No one spoke to one another. They appeared to be afraid, of communicating to different ordinary people. I sent outreach letters out and wrote these writings. I sent them out in love and in faith to different people that I didn't even know, and in planting seeds. And the government made us believe it was not politically correct to speak out to one another, and there was austerity at the time, and people were led to believe also not to speak to strangers, and that people should be suspicious of the neighbours and not speak to neighbours. Outreach to ordinaries, my outreaches, and then it got the different people talking to one another, and then there were freedom of speech. I had plans to write my book witness testimony about the coming of the Holy Spirit, part of it, and the photographs and the Holy Spirit which came upon me, and to build my two missions, which is Covenant of the Way and the Holy Epitome Jesus. The things that the government and false prophets and have led the people to believe is that are not the truth about myself. There's been a lot of lies out that aren't true, and only think they know what really happened, but they don't. I'll just express a part of myself that I've not actually said before, but in the Bible it says, Jesus that is in the world but not of the world. Well, I'm in the world, but I'm not a part of it. Since young, I've not been a part of the world. This is my own experience, what I'm speaking about. In my early 20s, I stopped watching films, medias that were about, say, guns and car chases and fights, and I didn't watch these. And I watched some, if I did watch anything, it would be feel-good things, and I stopped watching adverts, and I refused to watch secular TV, a lot of it. Speaking from my own experience only, though, and many other things that I was not a part of. In my early 30s, I withdrew more, and I binned a lot of things. I had any magazines, I had books and clothes, and other things, a lot more other things. And I had discovered the pearl of great price, which is in the Bible, and I had made a vow that I wanted to spend more time with God, with the Lord. This was by my own choice. I made this choice, and it was my own choice. And then in 2014, totally unexpected, I never imagined that could happen, but I was chosen and I was humbled. The Holy Spirit came upon me, and I photographed the Holy Spirit Jesus photographs. Over the next 12 years, two things were happening at the same time. I was having my works and income stolen, as you will have heard and know about, but I also at the same time were doing outreach missions works and trying to set up my two missions, which is Covenant of the Way and Holy Epitome Jesus. During this 12 years, I used every penny I had on God, on my outreach and many faith works, because I had taken the decision not to be a part of the world, to be separate. I didn't go out, I just didn't get involved in things. I haven't been on holidays, I don't go out for meals, didn't subscribe to anything, or like digital TV or anything. I didn't buy new things for the house, no expensive clothes, no expensive haircuts or anything, little jewellery, rare cinema, or concerts or anything, very rare. And I existed on cheap food all these years, and I cut down on other items as well. And then over 12 years, I had a minimum wage at one point for about 10 years, and I spent all the minimum wage, in fact it was longer than that, I spent all my minimum wage on God and my missions, and I spent over the 12 year approximately £25,000, all I had, and I didn't take any wage out of it as well at the time, didn't. At the same time, as this was happening, during the 12 years as this was happening, my entire works and outreach, two missions were stolen, and my income stolen, minimum wage was stolen that I'd used on the mission, which I'd built and founded this over a period of 12 years. And I gave everything, and everything then fell apart. It did. And my works and my copyrights were stolen without any income from any of the works at all. This affected my mortgage and my plans to buy my mortgage, to pay the mortgage off for mission outreach, and resulting in leaving me, which it left me in court for 2.5 years. I've been in court fighting to save my house, and the government and council and false prophets taking all the income while I was in court as well as all this 12 years. And I've always paid my mortgage for 20 years. It was just when Santander, all my income stopped, they were taking all my incomes, and then Santander put the mortgage up to £900 per month. And then I received an eviction notice, and I'll just show you this. And a bailiff notice. That's Santander. And I received that. Once I was in court over 2.5 years, my hands have been tied. That's because all the money I've had over the 12 years I've used, and then they've been taking so much that they just kept on taking it, that I ended up with no sustenance to do anything. So over the 2.5 years, my hands have been tied, and so my outreach missions have had to stop, no choice. So this created, while they stopped, eventually this created like a void, a vacuum. And when something stops, has been there, and then it stops, it creates a void, a vacuum, and something else ends up coming along and filling it. And in this case, it's the political that's filled it, and with wars and military and all that kind of thing. My missions are about peace. I work for peace. And this is a really urgent crowdfunding appeal, a recovery one, so I can restore Covenant of the Way missions. So I can find fund covenant. I have actually no, because things have been stolen, I have also at the same time had no income. They took my income to ability to do critical repairs and maintenance works and essential building works over the 12 years. Normally anybody would be doing that, but because of 12 years everything's been stolen, they've took my money for that as well. So I have not been able to, the property's just is in badly need of repair and things doing. My property's affected, my missions. Then if I didn't manage to save my house, which I'm hoping and praying I will do, but if I don't, then I'm going to need funds, critically needing funds to obtain accommodation, and I need storage for the missions, otherwise they'll all be lost and taken as well. So I really need to. I'm in need of funds, absolutely critically in need of funds. And then get the funds, I will reset up my mission work again, and I will restart my mission outreach for the ordinary and for the unreached. And God and the Holy Spirit has not left me. It's not left me, and it is still pushing me on to do more works for the ordinary and for the unreached. And this is where you do come in. That if you give crowdfunding to this extremely urgent, critical crowdfunding appeal, which is needed now, I will just tell you what I intend to do, some of the things in short, what I hope to and intend to do, apart from resetting the missions up. I intend to go on YouTube channel and onto social media sites to set up a website, and I intend to, all being well, to do some creative works and some media works, and I intend to do a short series on social about myself, about Covenant of the Way. And it's not a reality show, I'm not a celebrity, but where I'll open my doors and you'll be able to see inside what happens, and I will be speaking about what I've not spoken about my experiences, about my actual testimonies, about all my photographs that I did, photographs and rainbows, and you will be able to go with me and see with me the plans, go through, work with me as the plans are coming to materialise, and it will be about the truth of the Holy Bible. It will be about God's glory, glorifying Jesus. I will show photographs and more photographs of rainbows. And one of the very important things is I will be saying why it was so very important that I recaptured this mission back again, and the ownerships, because there is a reason for it. And I've not been able to, because of everything going on, I've not been able to talk about it. But I really do needs to be said, and I will be saying it on the series, I will. And there is a really good reason why. So please donate to this really urgent crowdfunding appeal, and please do it now, because it is so needed, and it will benefit the ordinary people once I start doing the outreach again, and I'll be working for the ordinary and the unreached. Please donate now. The bank account details are given, and thank you very much. God bless you. Sandra Anistonsuns.